How do you plan on recycling the solar panels after they break down?
They are recyclable at the moment. The reason why it is not done on a large scale is because it's extremely expensive due to some of the materials that's in the solar panels. But as time is going by, the recycling process is getting a little bit cheaper and more efficient.
Most of the materials used in solar panels are recyclable. A German chemical company says it can recycle rare these metals from old solar panels and effectively washing them off in a chemical bath, so the different elements can be reused.
Recycling is actually in the design phase now as we speak, and they're using silicon crystals, which can use more energy and it becomes very reusable.
Solar panels also have mercury and chromium in them, which causes, and it's been proven to cause cancer. How do you plan on fixing that problem?
They were trace amounts, and as Gary said, they're using more silicon-based, so that's not hazardous.
And those rare earths are essential to the manufacturing of electrical items like flat screens and mobile phones.
What do you plan to do with the waste you produce from the nuclear weapons?
Right now there's a plan being assembled that in America they're having a place where in about 2015 that they're going to build a building that is going to recycle the waste and turn it into energy that they can reuse for the nuclear power, so it'll just be a cycle.
But that's planned because at the moment, nuclear waste is not recyclable.
Well, the plan would start in 2015, which is only in 3 years.
So the plan is to start a place where they can recycle before they even have the ability to recycle on an efficient scale.
Well, they would be able to start it. They would be able to control it from that point on.
What about the waste you can't recycle due to the inability to ship it to where it's going to be recycled? Because toxic waste is hard to ship. What would you do with that waste?
The plan is to be able to support all the kinds of waste there is. So I'm sure there's a way that they can figure out how to fix it.
In case of a meltdown, where do you expect people to be evacuated to? And how would they pay for housing?
It won't be government funded because nuclear energy would be government funded to begin with. And depending on where they're actually going, it's not like all the plants in America would blow up at once.
How fast do you have to evacuate?
Well, it's not really my problem, it's the government's problem because it would be
How many meltdowns have there been in the United States?
Came very close to
How many?
Not in the United States, but since
How many in the
1952.
United States?
Since 1952, there have been a total of 33 serious meltdown incidents around the
And
world.
of those 33, none of them were built with self-limiting reactors.
But it's also been reported that nuclear power plants aren't even prepared for natural disasters such as earthquakes.
And all the fail-safe features run on fossil fuels.
Well, considering the United States has been hit with natural disasters and we still haven't had a spill, I like our odds. It's
So
also
you're counting on not being hit by a natural
is-
disaster?
we have been hit by natural disasters.
False. In 2005 in Braidwood, there was a nuclear reactor meltdown on a very small scale, and reactor material was leaked. Then again, there was TMI, though that was very negligible. And then back in the 60s, there was reactor leaks in Chapel Cross, Monroe, and Charleston.
The reactors built today, it's a law to be self-limiting, which means when it overheats that the whole plant will shut down. So there's not going to be a meltdown in the United States. The Fukushima and the Chernobyl were not built with self-limiting reactors.
The thing is, nuclear fission, you can control it. You can harness it, but you can't control it. So it's not, you can't guarantee that you can keep it under control 24/7. So in the case of a meltdown, yes, it might shut down, but it's something you just can't control, and it can get away from you. What are you going to do then?
contain it.
Like we did in Fukushima?
Fukushima didn't have a self-limiting reactor, so you couldn't contain it.
I'm saying, okay,
It didn't
if
shut
the
down, so
self-limiting
you couldn't contain it.
fails, because everything has the chance to fail.
What makes a reactor self-limiting?
What's that?
What exactly does
It means that when the temperature of the reactor gets too high, the nuclear fission process is automatically suppressed so the energy level cannot spike and get out of hand, and the reactor is shut down. Automatically.
Is that with control rods?
It happens automatically. I'm not a nuclear scientist, so I'm not really sure about that question. Well, let's look for a question. We just asked
Do you guys have a question?
Yeah.